gonna slowly make my way forward and see what this person's gonna do. So I'm not sure why they just decided to park right next to me. But there might be somebody out visiting, so if that's the case, that would be much better. No, that's flowers. This appears to be completely illegible here. I don't know if I actually ever filmed this one or not. You know, that one's the same. You can see up here the tree of life, and then that's pretty much it. Are you sure they're just in their car looking? They can keep doing that, I guess. I haven't really had too many people come and take a look at me or check up on me lately. But in the last few weeks, it's been picking up again, which is kind of weird. See, Jane Perry here, 1860. And then Imogen King, 1888. And was that Milton Elmer, son of Ira and Catherine, 1872. A lot of people memorialized on here. Yeah, and glancing out, I'm still not seeing anybody out. Either they're parking here right next to me to read a book, or they're here to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, I guess. I don't know. But we see Ira here, 1828 to 1904, and then Catherine, 1834 to 1907, so that's the reference on the other side there. And again, a pretty clear indication here of where they have used the stones around to prop this up and keep it level so that it doesn't fall. And then here you have a small individual marker that just says 1867 to 1917. It does have, okay, so it does have a name on it, Lily C here. So another interesting one. I don't see anything out on the edges here. I know this person probably thinks they're checking on me, but I'm not going to keep it from me doing my job. Let's grab a few more things here. Let's see if somebody's just reading or just another person that's, for whatever reason, not brave enough to get out and say anything to me. It does appear that they're leaving. So, again, I see 1810 here. I see Mary, his wife, looks like 1818 to 1887 maybe. You see Rains, and really difficult to read the top section here. If I can get it later, I will. Must feel interesting to awkwardly back out while the person that you were checking on sees you. And again, I'm just assuming. But if they were here just to read a book and take a break, it was literally the shortest break in the world. And I'm not going to be here too much longer. So always awkward in places that have like the one-lane road. That's the only thing I don't like about some of these bigger, older country cemeteries. This has been broken into a few pieces here. I'm assuming that this is the original base. Wow, there's just so much here. Make sure my time here. 5:50, so I've got a little bit more time before I have to leave. About an hour and a half. And just see, again, there's just so much here that's... I think we might have found this. Didn't I find this one last time? Eliza 18... was that 50 something? I think I found that exact one last time. But... again, an amazing place. Looks like they are leaving. Actually, I was just filming this here. I wasn't actually expecting to catch them leave. But just in case there were problems and somebody did decide to make a ruckus for no reason, I do want to make sure to document who else is here with me. And again, about a 10-minute excursion for them just to come all the way up to my car and then park next to it, never get out, never visit any grave, and then silently leave without saying a thing. A little odd. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So looks like you have a GAR marker here. I don't know, again, if I showed this last time or not. Looks like James Fisk and Amy Lobdell and James of 1842 to 1920 and Mary 1839 to 1904. And it looks like James served in the Civil War. You can see a GAR marker here below the American flag and the appropriate years of life here to have served in that manner. So very interesting. Looks like our green age kind of starts encroaching on the cemetery a little bit more right here. Again though, I'm not 100% certain that there's anything hiding over here. Doesn't look that way. Again, looks like more like there's just a bunch more wood debris. And that pretty much brings us all the way back to the edge here of the walking only section. I think we've pretty much walked most of the way this way. There's not too much that I think what we've really missed. I do want to check this section real quick. Okay, yeah, we missed this last time for sure. See here, now I might have seen the other side. We'll check that in a moment here. You can see Nathaniel Clary, Private 32nd Regiment, Hoods, Maryland, Militia, War of 1812. So, again, a very rare find. Not quite as rare as Revolutionary War veterans, but definitely located another veteran from the War of 1812, which is a very interesting part of American history, something that if you're not very familiar with, you should read up on. It's kind of portrayed in school a little bit differently than maybe what it was in real life. So even if you're an American, maybe something to go back and study a little bit more in detail to get a little bit more clear history of the United States. So you see here, Nathaniel Clary died September 26, 1851, before the Civil War. aged 66 years, 11 months, 26 days. And then Amelia, wife of Nathaniel Clary, died May 8th, 1851. What does that say? It's really difficult to tell. It looks like there's something written. It looks like they had inscription here before and they wrote over the top of it. It looks like 64 years and 2 months. But it looks like there's an E right there. So very odd. And then you can definitely tell that there's some writing down at the bottom. So I'm assuming that this is either partially buried or has been broken at some time, maybe by the wind or something, and has been set back up. All right, let's do a little tour through this section over here. Sorry. Now every time somebody drives by, so I'm wondering. Okay, this is the Hopper section here. So it does look like historically there was a Hopper family. It's like, let's see what the years are here. So we have William Hopper here, 1803 to 1883, Susan, 1808 to 1881, and George, their son, 1849 to 1926. So I don't know, maybe I might be wrong. The Hoppers might have been the first people here and not the Kings, or maybe they were here at the same exact time. I don't know. Again, I may have checked this stuff out before, but this would all have been from years and years ago. What's this? We have John Hopper, 1835 and 1926 there. And it's like Jane King. So maybe actually they had married into each other's families too. 1833 to 1923, and then a giant, and I do mean that it is probably like, it's not huge, but this stone is taller than I am. That's not saying much, but I would say maybe it's about 5'7", 5'8" feet tall. Maybe originally around 6 feet tall. So wow. And then there's a lot written on this one over here. I don't know if I showed that one last time or not. I can't remember. We'll go check out that real quick. I wanted to check for any more lost graves. I think I showed this one in the corner last time. But another sad kind of memorial here. Well, not kind of, a condition here. Yeah. This whole thing needs to be lifted back up. You can tell that the writing is right here. It's very difficult. I can see May 4th. That's pretty much it. I might be able to get a little bit more once I get back. Again, nothing at the fence line here. I'm hearing something. Okay, there must be some construction going on somewhere. Okay, you got me again. I thought there were people talking behind me, and it's this dangerous tree here. And so we arrived at this memorial here. It has lots of writing on the other side, but all the names are facing me right now, which is kind of strange. See, father, mother, William, James. We have W.H. Hendricks here. Looks like maybe 1872 perhaps, 80 years. And then almost clear enough to read. It's like with a little bit of cleaning, I think you could actually read that. And some complete destruction, well, nearly at least here. Maybe an expert could do something with that, but very, very sad. And, oh, I didn't even notice that one. There's another one. Looks like it has fallen face down. Wow. Alright, let's get a glimpse here of what all this writing is, if I haven't already showed this before. I think I might have, but the Howland family here, James, 1823 to 1889, Mary, 1829 to 1901, sons William J, 1863 to 1864, and James, 1869 to 1881. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I am going to walk back up here and see what's waiting for me up here. I really doubt there's anything. It was kind of a weird experience once again to have somebody kind of just come in, park for a few minutes to make it abundantly clear that they were keeping an eye on me and then leave, but I guess what can you do sometimes? But it doesn't look like there's anybody here anymore. They pulled off right behind me here, as you could tell. I'll flash up in the video, but they parked right here and then just sat kind of watching me film way at the back in there. You can actually still see the fresh tire marks right here where they were parked. Not really worried about it. Again, a little bit more irritating that people just don't at least have the courtesy to come and say hi. If you're gonna run your own unofficial private security service for a place you don't own, at least let me know what you're doing. But I also realize that we've never in all these years actually taken a look at the front of this place. I don't know if there's anything really historic. I can see this little family section here a little bit more clearly marked off in the front here. See Ganger or Ginger, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Again, if somebody wants to put it in phonetically so that we all know, that would be great. But definitely used to be more wall here. You can see very clearly that it's broken off, and most of it is now gone. And, wow, it looks like Edna and Walter, both born in 1901, and then Edna lived till 1988 and Walter till 1976, and they were married for 53 years, so very cool. But I did want to give everybody a look in the entirety of this place and kind of get a glimpse of how big it really is. You can see it. I mean, it's not super big in terms of cemeteries. Obviously, there's huge cemeteries in the cities that have, you know, hundreds of thousands of graves. But for being a back road sort of country cemetery here, like I said, in northeast Indiana, it's actually on the deeper side of things. So this is what our scene looks, and there's a gate entrance here to the private farmland behind, and you can see some no trespassing signs on the other side where the property ends there too. And here is our very non-historic Hopper King Cemetery in Swan Township, Indiana. And there's only a couple things over here that really look like they might be historic along the edge here. Again, it's kind of even hard to tell if historically this would have been the entryway, but see the McCorkles here, Mabel, 1899 to 1978, and then Calvin, 1891 to 1965 there. And so there are a few historical things up towards the front as well. Not quite as much. Definitely something that's more towards the back, but we're gonna keep an eye out as we walk towards that once again and see if anything is gonna pop out. As you can see here, there's quite a large empty section, but again, there's only about 2 to 3 feet of room. I shouldn't say of brush. There's more than that, but there's only about 2 to 3 feet before you hit the fence line, so there's no real use to look there for anything lost at all. But again, it looks like that's probably actually it. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode over on 539. We'll be continuing a few other series here going forward and hopping around into maybe a few different states. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and it of course always helps to share it on social media. If you share it with your followers and they find the 539 channel, it does help for the growth and spreading the 539 word. So thank you all. See you in the next adventure.